special needs children to take care of. 2 of our sisters were pregnant, and they were summarily discharged. Right? This is a crime, and we're going to show attention to this crime because today, conveniently, UPS stock is at $200 a share. So they don't care about their workers, because this time last year, they were crying to the Teamsters. And I have people here from the IBT too representing. UPS was crying to the Teamsters how their stock was $82 a share. And you know what? We don't give a shit about your stock price. What we care about is the way you treat our members. All right, and we're going to be here for the duration because we've been here for the duration. We have our Bad Joe. Brother Hooker has his Bad Joe in Local 623 that likes to harass people. Ours likes to put him on the street, as he likes to say. And I'd like to bring up a couple of our discharged brothers, if they'd like to come up here and say a few words.
Come on, guys.
Woo!
Raheem, thank you. We are here for you, okay?
Morning. My name is Raheem Smith, and first of all, thank everybody for the support that you're giving us, because we truly appreciate it, because what they do inside management is truly wrong, because we are here to work 4 to 5 hours a day, and when we complete our shift, they're trying to hold us for overtime. When there is no overtime, they're trying to kick us out of the building for less than 4 to 5 hours. So that's not fair. And what they're doing, they're supposed to be all accountable for what they're doing. Because we out of a job basically, 3 weeks now? No pay, nothing, they don't care. We got bills to pay. We have family, they have family, but pretty much they are pretty okay, and we are not. And something got to get done. And as I say, thank you all for the support, and we really, truly appreciate it. And the work that we do inside and for the way they treated us is truly unfair. Because you got one person doing 3-person job at once. They fire so much employee and they hire nobody. Work volume go up, they don't put the start time up, and they expect you to kill yourself and get the job done for them. They're not doing the job, they're only just pointing and saying, but they don't know what you're feeling. Right now, they hire anybody right now. They still can't do the job that we do. They can't, because they gotta learn from the basic, come up, and they don't even train you in the right way. We has to train the people who they hired to get the job done. We gotta show them the way to do it. They don't care, they just throw you over there and say, yo, go over there, do that, do that. They're not walking through no steps. And when you follow your union book, they try to pick and you, take you to the office, do a lot of stuff, which is unfair. No, we did not. We're not even entered the building for, 3 weeks now? From, really, the Tuesday, we came back to work the Wednesday, they stopped us right in the guard booth. They let us know we can't go in because we walk off the job, we quit, which we complete 4 to 5 hours, which they told us we guaranteed to, and which is on the application when you fill in all the application.
Thank you.
All right, brother.
So one of the things that UPS likes to do is to bully and harass people. But if you go right on their website for employment, when you look right on their website, it says part-time hours, 3.5 to 4 hours a day. Not only that, New York City minimum wage is $15 an hour. UPS has people doing the same job in Minnesota and Michigan, making $17.50 an hour and $19 an hour. And we get it. It's supply and demand. But that just proves even more that they don't care about their workers. All they care about is supply, demand. They don't respect people. It's packages over people.
Yep.
And we're here to turn that around and say that it's people over packages.
That's right.
We'd like to have our brother Selden here, another discharged member, unfairly treated.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Selden. I'm a hard worker in UPS. I come here, I just 1 year, you know. And it's like, them treat me like I'm nothing. And I do like 4 or 5 jobs a day. You understand? And sometimes when I go home, I can't sleep. And by a bit of my head, the supervisor call me again to come and work. And when I come, you know, I do the 5 hours, she send me home and thing. And I'm fed up. Sometimes I don't even know what to do.
You understand? And I come to work and it's like them treat us like it's nothing, you know. So if we get fed up. Well, right now my rent for pay, I have to go to my family, get a little thing to pay my rent. I went on the street right now. You understand? That's all I have to say. Give thanks.
Thank you, brother. We are here for you. You are one of our members. You're a Teamster, and we are here for you.
Got your back. Got your back.
Now, Brother Hook, would you like to say a few words?
Of course he would.
Well, you speak a lot more than I do, but this is like the East Coast corridor. This is not just about New York City. This is all Teamsters across the country.
That's right.
In other parts of the country, they are forcing people to work a 6-day work. They started a new position, a 22-4 class that was supposed to prevent it. This company, like they did to our members, as soon as they sign a collective bargaining agreement, before the ink even dries, they want to break it. Is that right? The harassment has to stop, the overwork has to stop, the abuse has to stop, and they have to follow the CBA. Brother Hooker?
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
All right, Hook.
Come on now, this is the Big Apple. This is the big city. You guys can make some more noise, man. Come on now. Good. Now, before I get started, I have this thing I always say. I say one union, and the crowd says one family. Y'all got it? One union.
One family.
One union.
One family.
One union.
One family.
Awesome. So, like Vinny said, the I-95 corridor between Philly and New York has about anywhere between 13 and about 17,000 UPS workers. Now, as Vinny said earlier, the CEO came out on TV and said, thank you to the members, thank you to the hard work you guys been doing. But then they fired 10 hard-working people. What kind of things is that? How can you justify firing 10 people, 2 of them pregnant? What did that say about your company? What did it say about your integrity? At all. All labor has dignity. Not some, not a little bit, but all of it. All labor has dignity. And then Vinny tells me there's a guy here by the name of Joe Remo.
That's it right there.
Joe Remo. Unfortunately and ironically, we have a Joe too in Philly. His name is Joe Gill. Now, this Joe had one of our sisters. She fell and broke her hand, wrist, and 2 bones in her arm. And they did the exact same thing they did to our team workers here. They treated them with disrespect, disregard, and they don't care. They do not care. But we're here today to let UPS know that this is only the beginning. Philadelphia, 623, New York City, 804, and everywhere across this country, we're going to take the fight to Atlanta.
That's right.
We're going to take the fight to Atlanta.
That's right.
Come on, we're going to take the fight to Atlanta.
That's right. That's right.
So we're going to take the fight. It's just not going to be us. It's going to be, I see some SEIU workers out here. I see some politicians. I see the panda over there. He's coming with us. So again, one union.
One family.
One union.
One family.
I gotta say this before I go. Both Joes must go. Y'all got it?
Both Joes
Both Joes must go.
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 Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Richard. I'd like to introduce Councilman Jimmy Van Bremer and Mom. This is the support we need.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, my mother was a member of a union 40 years ago. Let's give it up for my mother. I come from a union household. My mother was a cashier and a meat wrapper at supermarkets in Astoria, Queens, and was a member of her union. My stepfather was a janitor, a school cleaner, and a member of what today would be 32 BJ. And my father was a pressman. He printed the New York Times and the Daily News and is a member, retiree of Local 1. So I am union. through and through. And some of you know I care for my mother in her 80s. That's why she's here today, but I think she's thrilled to be with you all
We're thrilled to have
in this fight. Thank you very much. And I heard someone say before that every work has dignity, every worker deserves to be respected, and that includes every fucking worker in this city.
Person in front of mom. That ain't good.
And I am thrilled to be here with you in this fight, because when we fight, when we fight, when we fight, we are one union.
That's right.
And every time one worker is disrespected, unjustly treated, and ridiculously let go, every single worker is impacted. Every single worker is impacted. So I wanted to be here with the woman who literally made me what I am today, and who showed me at a young age that every single person deserves respect. Every single worker is entitled to a working and living wage and dignity and respect. Because when I was young, a lot of people didn't really respect the cashiers at Key Food or the meat wrappers at Pathmark. But I come from those people. Those are my people, and so are you. So thank you for standing up and fighting. I am with you 100% all the way. Thank you very much.
Can't vote, but you got my vote.
You hearing this, Joe? We have moms out here. Hey, Sheila.
Sheila!
Jason, Local 814 is in the house.
Yeah!
Another fellow Teamster local president.
Morning, everybody. That's loud enough. I hope they can hear us in there. UPS, hope they can hear us loud and clear. Because remember when we were essential workers? Remember when we were heroes? Remember they were talking to us, saying that we're the ones who've got to get the job done? When people are sitting home, scared in March and April of last year, white-collar workers being told it's not safe, stay in your houses. Who was still going to work? Who was still going to work? We were still going to work. The minute it lets up just a little bit, you can see that how they really feel about us. We're just replaceable parts in their machine. We're not even people to them. That's why we have a union. That's why you've got Local 804 backing you up 100%, because we're here to stand up to these people. Vinnie Perrone, Tony Rosiglio, the rest of the guys in the executive board, all the activists here. Who's a member of Local 804? Let's see a fist up. Let's see a fist up. Are we going to take this from the company? No! Are we going to take this from the company? No! Are we going to stand up for ourselves? Yeah! You can see the power of New York City because this is a union town, right? You can look around, you see, this is a progressive place where we actually mean what we say when it's about workers, right? We're the ones who made them their billions of dollars. We're the ones who put our politicians in office. And this is a kind of moment where you can see, we can separate people. See who's on our side and who's on their side, right? I am very proud to be out with all of you today. I'm really proud to stand with Vinnie Perrone and the rest of you guys. And you know what? I'm going to tell you with utter confidence, we are going to win. We're going to get these 10 workers their jobs back. We're going to get them their back pay. We're going to stand up. And you'll see we'll be here again for our victory rally. Thank you, Vinnie. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you. You said one thing wrong, though, that they thought of us as essential workers. No, it's essential to their bottom line. That's the only thing that they cared about. Right? And we're here to shed light. Hey, Scott. Yep, where's the camera? Momita, where are you? We have a community activist. I want to give her props because she's here every single day. Right? Every time we're here, she's here. And I'd like her to just say a couple of words for everybody.
Hi everybody, I got my union shirt today. I'm really excited to see all of you. So what do we do when people bully us?
We fight!
Fight back, right? What do we do when people bully us?
Fight back!
That's right. If you told me, a 5'2" brown woman, to go in there and get up in Joe Rimo's face, I would do it in a heartbeat. Because what they did was shameful. How dare they? How insensitive, how cruel to fire a worker pregnant with a child. What kind of message is that sending to our city? No elected official, no government officials should stand for this. Because 1 in 14 homeless children in my district where I live are homeless. And to even think that they would, without even a second thought, fire somebody, fire workers who have kids, who have families, who have elderly people they gotta feed. This is not okay. And these workers need to be rehired. You know, I'm the daughter of an essential worker working graveyard shifts every night packaging medicine at a factory. So when these workers fight for their rights and they go in there and say, I know my rights, you are not going to bully me, they are speaking for my father. They're speaking for my mother who worked fast food in a fast food restaurant to raise me so I could stand in front of you today. And so what they've done is tremendously brave, and I'm so grateful to all of you workers for doing that. I seriously love you so much. My respect for you, the extent of my respect for you is hard to even express other than to say it's really deep. So thank you all so much, and I know that we're gonna win, and I'm really happy that all of you are here to stand in solidarity and say enough is enough. We as New Yorkers get bullied every day in every conceivable way. Today we say, no, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. So when bullies attack workers' rights, what do? Fight. When bullies attack workers' rights, what do? Fight. Thank you so much, thank you.
Thank you again for everybody else that's out here. I just want to point something out. This is UPS's mentality. They don't like this. Their management wants to be unseen and unheard. But we hear them and we see them. Okay? So they've tried to say, you know what, we'll bring them back with a suspension. A suspension for what? Our members did nothing wrong. Then they see stuff like this and a sign truck, and then they call me up and they say, wow, I guess you guys don't have any boundaries anymore. And I told them, you're talking to me about boundaries? You're talking about Richard Hooker about boundaries? You put pregnant women on the street and took their health care away. What kind of boundaries do you have? Or support? You engage in wage theft on a daily basis. You steal from my members' pockets for United Way donations so you can look good in public. What kind of boundaries do you have? They have none. They have no heart and no boundaries. That's the company that we're dealing with, and frankly, that's corporate America on a whole. I heard that another friend of ours, Catherine Garcia, is here, former sanitation commissioner, and she's out here in support too.
I want to thank you, and I think it should be no surprise to anyone that I would be standing with Teamsters as I have done over the course of my career, whether or not that was with Local 831 or up at Hunts Point. We need a New York City that is working for everyone, that is allowing people to have dignity and that they can feed their families on a paycheck that they bring home. We have to stand up and make sure that they have rights, that they are not getting arbitrarily fired and having their health insurance taken away in the middle of a pandemic. That's obscene. We need to ensure that we are holding all of our employers accountable and that we are standing up with labor. We know that you have been fighting the fight for decades over decades to make sure that people have a living wage, that they have health insurance, that they have dignity. And we need to stand up for the people who have been arbitrarily fired for no good reason and that need their jobs back. What are we asking for? So that they can go to work. This is not a demand that is really over the top. All they want to do is be able to work and support their families. So I am here because I think this is incredibly important, that we always stand with labor in these particular instances of grievance, that we are standing up for working families across the city, and so I am thrilled to be here and able to stand with Local 804 and all of the work that I know you're doing for your members.
Thank you, Catherine. And she said something very telling. She had good relations with Teamsters, because there's other Teamsters that actually get treated with dignity and respect. Unfortunately, UPS Teamsters do not. We know the harassment, we know the theft, the wage theft, the falsification of injuries that goes on every day. Our 10 brothers and sisters, again to Catherine's point, they just want to work. For a year they were deemed essential workers. They came in here and they did work 8, 9, 10 hours a day. Why? To make them money, to make themselves money. And we have a very simple solution. Local 804 has a simple fix to this, as all Teamster unions do that deal with UPS. Create the full-time job.
That's right. That's right.
It's not hard.
That's right.
You can't sit there and just pocket billions and billions and billions and then not give people a full-time job and better benefits. That's insane, especially in New York City. New York, Philly, Chicago, Los Angeles, Boston. Our workers need to get paid fairly. They need to get treated fairly, and we have the support to get that done. And these people think that this is a political stunt, but this is not a political stunt, because I've been working for UPS for 23 years, and unfortunately I've known my vice president for that whole time. Right? And for 23 years, now 27 years, he's been telling me part-timers matter. And when you see the conditions that our part-time brothers and sisters work in these warehouses, all it is metal in there. You get hurt, they don't care. You get your finger cut off, they don't care. You want to leave because you want to take care of your children, they don't care. You want to leave because you have to go work a second job to support yourself, because a Fortune 50 company won't give you a full-time job, they do not care. Oh, I've been telling them. Remember, I have no boundaries. Where's Rhonda from Donovan Richards' office? Oh, yellow dress. My favorite color. Come on up here. Donovan Richards couldn't be here, but one of his staff would like to say a few words. He's been here several times with us. Rhonda?
Thank you. I'm Rhonda Vinda, Queens Deputy Borough President, and on behalf of Borough President Donovan Richards, we stand with our workers as corporations served injustice. Queens is a union borough. We stand with our 10 workers who were unjustly fired without due process, and we demand that their jobs are restored. It's inhumane that UPS fired workers for not accepting overtime, and 2 of whom were pregnant. It's inhumane that they're forced to work graveyard shifts without fair pay. It's inhumane that they're not allowed to use their cell phones, and it's inhumane that they were not given due process and the dignity of that or a public hearing. So let's be clear, we are still in the middle of a pandemic. This country is so vulnerable right now, and our essential workers are more important than ever. And is this how UPS is treating its workers?
Every day for 50 years.
They have a history of this, right? Hiding accidents, hiding injuries.
Exactly.
Unjust pay.
10-minute
and
break.
unjust firings.
10-minute break.
10-minute break for the whole
10-minute
day.
breaks. And so UPS, hire our workers back. I'll say it again. UPS, we demand that you hire our workers back. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rhonda. So again, I say we have Local 804. All Teamsters have a very simple solution. Just bring the members back. Bring your essential workers back, and the ones that have toiled for you for the last year. Remember the ones that you said, please come in. The ones that made your stock go from $82 a share to $197 a share as of this morning. Bring them back. Don't lie to the press, to the media, that, oh yeah, you'll bring them back if they accept the suspension. For what? Give them a full-time job. Pay them better. Alita, another friend of ours who's been here several times, another activist would like to say a few words.
Hey y'all. I'm here because I'm mad. Are y'all mad? Yeah. I'm real mad. I'm here because UPS put in a ton of money to make a fancy commercial thanking their essential workers while they're firing them behind the scenes. I'm here because that's disgusting. Y'all are disgusting. I'm here because any decent thing any worker in the United States has, whether or not you're union, is because of unions. Anytime I get to eat dinner with my kids at the end of the workday, it's because Teamsters and unions made that possible, and we can never forget that. I'm here because we need to show solidarity with labor always. I'm here because all labor has value and all wages should be livable. I'm here because y'all need to rehire these workers, give them back pay and full-time jobs. I'm here because UPS's CEO makes almost $15 million a year, not including bonuses, while they barely pay a living wage and refuse to give full-time hours to these workers. And we can't allow that at all, not for anybody. Even if you're not in a union, even if you work in an office sitting at a desk, know that an injury to one is an injury to all, always. So I'm here every day with you until you get what you deserve, because it makes everything better for all of us. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for keeping our city running. Thank you for keeping our families fed, making sure we got our medicine, our clothes, whatever our kids needed. We kept it moving because of you, and you deserve so much better, and we're going to make sure you get it. Thank you.
Thank you, Alita. And just so, in case anybody's curious, people from the press, people that want to get this out there, UPS Teamsters deal with 6% of the gross domestic product in the United States. Right? 6% of all goods moved. And it's a shame, thank you, it's a shame that they treat our members this way. It's a shame that people have to struggle. It's a shame that they try. See, here's another thing. Full-time members may be required to work overtime. Part-time members, how are you going to hold them to overtime? There's no requirement. They have other commitments. But it's a shame that you twist language, that you twist words, that you're not understanding, that you don't care. So we're going to be here for our part-time brothers and sisters that are Teamsters for as long as it takes. And there's another struggle going on. Right, Mr. Jonathan Bailey? You want to say a few words?
Come on, John. Sure. Does that mean, are you calling me out? Yeah. Are you calling me out?
There's another struggle going on that you might want to talk about with the nice hair.
I tied my my mask in the back, so I'm just gonna pull it down. Hey, what's up, 804? 804! Yeah, let's hear it for logistic workers. Yeah, I'm super happy to be here. You know, this fight is super important. You know. Logistic workers, whether you're in a UPS warehouse or in an Amazon warehouse like me, we're getting you everything that you need. If you're at home right now and you ordered things online to make sure that you could stay safe, it is these workers that are delivering the things that you need to sustain your life. Yeah, let's hear it. So, when we're demanding just the basic human decency, recognize that everything that you have that keeps you safe is due to these workers who are willing to fight and sacrifice so that you can have the lifestyle that you have. So, if we're being treated this way, if we're always being treated as expendable, though we're being told that we're essential, we have to take action. We have to take action. And so when it becomes completely ridiculous, when somebody like Joe comes up and says, hey, you're going over the line. You have no boundaries. Well, Joe, We don't have boundaries. We don't have boundaries. We don't have boundaries. What? Tell us about boundaries when you have worker actions in your shop floor, when you have to explain to your superiors, hey, why are all the packages not moving? Why are we losing profits? As an Amazon worker, we've experienced in Amazonians United workers being fired, and we have taken action on the shop floor to make sure that they get hired. So y'all, if you don't want to riot on your hands, you better listen now and rehire these workers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. And they're watching right now. See the heavy-set guy and the other heavy-set guy and the skinny guy. They're all watching. Those are their Pinkertons. Okay? And if anybody that knows about unions, they know that Scott, Tony, fat guy, I don't know your name, but they know that Pinkertons were hired by companies to break unions. Right? Now, I don't think these guys could break a glass, honestly, if you look at them, but they like to pretend they're tough. What they like to do, see that big shield that you should concentrate on? Them, Amazon, all these other companies, they don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to have benefits. They don't want you to lift yourselves up the way unions do. What they want and what they've wanted for 30 or 40 years is the working poor, okay? What they want is give them all an iPhone or a Samsung, let them lease a car, let them have the bare minimum, and let's make them work 7 days a week so we can make billions and billions and billions and not share it and not treat our brothers and sisters well. So they have no heart and no soul. That's what I've said for years. Right? Black-hearted, soulless devils. Okay? And the way they treat people, it's being exposed now. Because what this country's been through in the last year, it's coming to light. When you see a UPS package car, somebody's delivering it at 10 o'clock at night, or an Amazon truck. When you see a package coming to your doorstep, our brothers and sisters were loading that, unloading it off a trailer at 2 a.m., loading it on package cars at 4 a.m. Yet, this is how they do people. Harold Miller, because I'm about to catch a stroke up here. Another friend of ours who's been here patiently waiting, always showing up when we need him.
Thank you, Benny. 804 in the house.
Yeah, we are.
Bring them back, bring them back.
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 UPS, it's a shame that we are out here today where most of us can be enjoying this nice weather, doing other things. But you fired 10 workers for no good reason. 2 of them expecting mothers, and think that your bottom line is more important than people. And we have a message to you. Hell no, it's not.
Hell no, it's not.
So, we are going to be out here. We're going to demand that today, that these workers are rehired. That today, that their back pay is given. That today, that you give an apology to these workers for mistreatment like this. And that today, that you change your ways. This is a billion-dollar corporation. $1 billion of profits, and think they could just do whatever they want to workers. Hell no, they can't.
Hell no.
So, we're going to stand here. We're going to continue to fight, because when we fight,
we win.
When we fight,
we win.
When we fight,
we win.
And you know what? We got to change the name of UPS to United Parcel Service to United Piece of you know what.
That's right. That was rough, but true. So, you know, it is a nice sunny day out here because, as I like to say, God always shines on the Teamsters. It's going to piss on them tomorrow, but it's going to shine on the Teamsters. I missed this young lady last time. I think she didn't get a chance to say a few words. Felicia, saying community activist.
Come on, Felicia.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
We know that the pandemic hit South Queens at exponentially higher rates than anywhere else in the city. The working class still had to show up to work in the middle of a pandemic, lived in neighborhoods that had high COVID rates but low testing centers. Currently, areas of Laurelton, Jamaica, and Far Rockaway are at least 10% below the city average for vaccination rates. Now, the same working class people who refuse to be exploited any longer are being fired by a big corporation who made a profit during a crisis. The working class are not disposable. We are no longer going to bend to the needs of corporations only to be left without a livable wage and health care. Our work must be valued, and not by a mere thank you to our essential workers and a 7 o'clock clap. The biggest thank you we can get are our jobs back. We want full-time jobs and benefits. We want higher wages. We want to be paid for overtime, and when we can't do overtime, we want a job that can respect what we can give. Workers' time should be valued just as much as UPS values the time between an order and a delivery of a customer's package. Corporations like UPS are actually abusive. They're abusive because they believe their power is so intimidating that they could terminate people without representation, without union representation. They believe that no one will be batting an eye at the unjust action of firing people. But guess what? We won't have it. We won't have it today, and we won't have it tomorrow. We refuse to build a city by the working class only to be disrespected tomorrow. I come from parents who are immigrants. My dad is a taxi driver, and my mom is a school bus matron. My mom's from the Caribbean. Caribbean people and our black communities in South Queens work so hard, and we've been absolutely exploited, and we won't have it.
Thank you, Felicia. I'm going to wrap this part of it up right now. I want to thank everybody for coming out here. Teamsters will not be exploited. Teamsters will not be exploited. We are here. We are here for the duration. We don't believe in the working poor. We don't believe that our members deserve to be on the street. Remember, as soon as the ink dries, they want to violate the agreement. We appreciate 32BJ for coming down. We appreciate Richard Hooker and Local 623 for coming up in that Northeast corridor. We appreciate Jason at 814. We appreciate all the activists that have showed up here to help our members out and to bring light to the dirty underbelly of the UPS corporate beast. You don't like the attention, but you're getting the attention, Tony, and me and you both need to lose a couple of pounds. Thank you all. Dave.